Hello friends, welcome to another video of Has Theo made another financial mistake? Maybe. You already know what I've purchased. I'm not even going to do one of those slow reveals. Let me show you once I close the boot. This is nothing I thought I would ever buy for a few reasons. I'm not really a Porsche person, at least I wasn't until I bought this. So this isn't just a Porsche Panamera Turbo, it's a dirty one, because I haven't actually cleaned it once, but it's the proper one with the end that you want. I've actually never opened the hood. Very manual. So underneath the hood, I've actually never looked. A 4-litre twin turbo V8, a proper engine, in a proper practical car. This honestly has quickly become my absolute favorite car. I think that exists, which is pretty cool. All right, let's talk to you about my car from the back of my car. This is one of the biggest points already. I remember going to a Jag dealership to look at an F-Type. Not for the replacement of this car, but it was before, I think, the LC. My hair doesn't fit. The seat didn't adjust down far enough. It's a pretty common thing for me, and I'm pretty sure for very tall people, generally, it's an issue. I'm in the back of my own car, sat behind an adjusted seat with a screen. It's an Android tablet with Porsche on it. I don't know why, it's just mega bougie. It's unnecessary. So not only is it mega comfortable, you've got proper seats in the back as well. And look at the space in the back. So you are in the far corner of the boot. The boot is massive. Like everything I could possibly want, I've taken a full set of wheels and tires, bar one in the front seat. But it's also got a V8, twin turbo V8. I do still hate this though. Like, it's just unnecessary. It's got stupid things like soft closing doors that my side doesn't work. It's under Porsche warranty, don't worry. But on the back it does. For example, let me show you. Look. Why is that necessary? Full massaging seats, heated seats, cooled seats, like in the back. And then in the front of the car, we have a lot of room. This really is quickly become my favorite car that I've owned. And the thing is, I've actually owned this car for like 4-5 months in my head right now. This is what you get greeted with. It's just beautiful. It's old. This is a 2017. I didn't go brand new. Hence why my Android Auto doesn't properly take up this, because, you know, in case you want maps. All right, we need to go for a ride. The first thing you should probably know, this is not my first Porsche. Not that I was hiding it, I felt like I wanted to wait and kind of make sure I wanted to keep it. And then months passed by. However, here's a picture of it. It's the exact same. It's silver, except it was a V6 turbo. Now, as soon as I got that thing, I fell in love with it. It was the best car I think I've ever purchased. As practicality, power, performance, everything balanced, it was definitely the best car I've ever purchased. However, power V8 was available, and so one popped up. Yeah, now we got this one. Big power, baby. Big power, baby. Big power used to set off on traffic a little bit faster. Now the main reason it took me so long to get the V8 over the V6 and I didn't go for a V8 the first time was not because I was stupid and bought the smallest engine because, oh, this will be fine. No, it's because my main priority was actually towability. And you're like, what the hell do you mean? You can tow with that thing? Yeah. But then you're like, Theo, what tow hook do you mean? I don't see a tow hook. So I go in here and press a button. In a couple of seconds, it will appear. It's hard. This thing can tow 2.2 tons, which is quite good. It's not the best. It's a little bit more than the RS6. It's a lot less than the truck, which this was the replacement for. I know, you're like, what? You replaced the truck with this? Yes. I actually traded in the truck for the previous Porsche. Yeah, I'm not sure they've ever had a Ranger traded. Maybe they have. Maybe a Porsche Center has had that. If you work for a Porsche Center, let us know what the weirdest trade-in. If you work for any dealership, I'm always curious, what's the weirdest trade-in that you've ever had for something that was completely different? Oh, and one of the original reasons I actually bought this is because Porsche on their website lists that this can tow 3.5, so maybe they lied a little bit to get me in it. Either way, it got me in it, and now I don't want to get rid of it even if it doesn't tow 3.5. I know it was weird, but I was like, so there are two versions of the Panamera shape. There's the estate version, or the wagon, or the standard kind of four-door limousine, actually listed on the Porsche website. This is the wagon. It's the best one. Why would I not? Nice. GR. And I think the huge thing for me is this car has pretty much redefined car ownership to me. To be honest, it's pretty easy for me to jump around cars. I want to try so many different things. I wanted at one point to have a huge collection, but it just kind of ended up being quite annoying to have so many cars. This car does all of the things that I could possibly want, really, but it's in one vehicle. Oh, another difference between this one and the other one is that you can only fit 4. Which may not be an issue for you, but you can pick the 5 seats. I wasn't really bothered, to be honest. What you'd lose is that back section that I showed you, the screen and the massage seats and things like that. That was an option which removed the middle seat. It's genuinely become the car that I use. Of all my cars, I don't really know if I ever put any oils onto the others, but of the cars I own, it's become the car. I actually don't really use the other cars that much anymore. I think if I was gonna have one car, this is kind of perfect. And that's weird because in the past I thought a car is too good. I think a car can be too good. At least I thought it was. It becomes too good at everything. Not perfect at all things. Like the German cars in general, I've always found can be just a little bit mundane and boring. This doesn't feel that way, which is weird because it's so perfect in everything. I think it kind of gets rid of the whole you can have too good of a car. It's weird, I know, it's something I used to think, but this just changed my perspective. It's to the point where if I was going to get rid of any of my cars, all of my cars, this would be the last one to go. Like, this is my favorite car now. Oh, and I mentioned about fitting. The seat is not even all the way down. I have to move it up a little bit for me to be able to see as much as I want. I have to move the seat up. A lot of people don't know you can actually move a seat up. Very important thing to do. When you're driving like this, up! Move your seat up, okay? It's rather frustrating. Like, people, it's so unsafe. Adjust your seat! Hello. Oh! Now, performance, sound. It can go. One thing I missed from my previous one, again, it had the sports exhaust. This doesn't. You know, I never thought I would be one of those people, like the Porsche options people, like, oh yes, we've got this option, and this option, and this option. I never understood why you'd be like, oh, this is a nice spec. Like, shut the hell up, you boring bastard. It kind of makes sense now when they've at least owned one Porsche or been around Porsches, because there are literally, you could spec out a Porsche, a base V6 one of these, and end up with the most expensive car that they make, like 180 grand with the base model, because there are so many things that are actually really freaking cool. Let's give it some beans, shall we? It's quick. Speaking of though, that is definitely one of my gripes, is it's way too quiet. And because it's an expensive car, the exhausts are very expensive to upgrade. I'm looking at like, what, 10, 7, 8, 9 grand to replace the exhaust, which is a lot of money. That would buy you a Skyline back in the day. So, I haven't done it yet. Unfortunately, there are things more important than exhausts, which is a shame. I know, I would exhaust the hell out of this thing if I could. It also has a soft limiter that sounds like this. I guess we're getting into my wants for what I would wish this car had. Is I really wish it had rear wheel steer. My other one did. the turning point, the turning circle was incredible. And God, I sound old talking about that. But genuinely, this is a long boy. This is long. It's ridiculous. But it's actually quite maneuverable. I've kind of come to live without it. But if I could have the option, well, I would pick it because it was very nice to have. I could just on the spot. It like gives you that GTA turning circle where the car turns from the middle. Power! The Android Auto system, Apple CarPlay, well, it doesn't have Android Auto. There's a box I used to make it work that I showed you. It's kind of annoying. I wish it had native, and also even with Apple CarPlay, I have an iPhone, I could use that. A daily Android, whatever. On the new cars, it does have it, and they use the full screen. And a little gripe. But the fact that I'm complaining about, oh, my screen doesn't show enough, it's got too much bezel. That kind of says a lot, right? It says quite a lot about a car, but that's what I'm complaining about. Oh, something that I never do is let the dealership wash the cars. Shout out Bayside Detailing. It's my company, but I have to say ad. Alright, that's an ad. The new UK rules genuinely is so stupid. Again, another like dad knowledge piece about this. Even on this car, it actually does about 550 miles for a full tank, which is pretty cool. The previous car actually said it would do more. It's interesting. So the previous one said it would do more, but it's only if I drove it sensibly. This one I can drive stupidly, and it can do the miles that it says. It's almost like they've tuned it because they know what people are going to drive it like. Of course, it's got a V8. Of course I'm going to drive it like an idiot. Look at this for a pull-off. I don't know. I never really just stop and pull off and have a look, but it's really cool. The absolute pain of living in the countryside is that the roads are not designed for this, but they don't care. They're gonna do it anyway. Oh my goodness. Cyclists are dangerous. We must end them. V8s. Oh, I guess that's another point. With Porsche heavily investing in like future proofing of cars, and obviously their own as a priority, I want to support that, and I want to support the brand that quite frankly wants to support us when everyone else is going, oh no, then we'll just go for electric. Porsche, they're at least trying to maintain that, yeah, we're going to be using both for a good while in this world. It doesn't work in a lot of parts of the world, and the people that want to stick with their V8 motors, and you're damn right, I ain't going. Alright, Taycan's nice, but big old V8 motor's better. It just kind of allowed that perspective shift, this car, and I've fallen in love with it. And I don't think I've had the honeymoon phase with a car for this long at all. I think I've I added to my collection from my first car very quickly. I think it was like 6 months. This has technically been a year that I've owned this car, almost. Less than, but I still in love with this thing. It's the best car in the world. From the go, it's definitely the quickest car I've owned, for sure. Like from the offset, it's a twin turbo V8. It spools very quickly, gets going super fast, but the LC500 definitely has more top end. Like once you get to around 100, not that I would do that if you watch it, Mum, it dies down quicker, is what I would say. It doesn't have the oomph like an NA V8, which just feels like it wants to keep going and going. And I think those two cars together are such a fantastic combo, and it would be hard to find a better combo than this, the Skyline and the LC, right? That's the best car combination I could possibly want, at least for now. Porsches, I actually very much trust them to now wash the car. I said I didn't wash this car once. Porsche washed it once when I went to get the tow bar fitted, which again, the whole spec thing I was talking about earlier. I don't know why people didn't put the tow bar preparation option. It was about 60 quid, now £100 to fit that option, and it increases the value massively. God, what? Who am I? What the hell happened to me? I used to be fun. I also really like the lowering module. That's how you lower these cars, generally. You get a module that kind of piggybacks off the original, and it makes it lower more, and then go back to normal height when you drive. That's fantastic. I wish every car was like that, because it has air suspension. I didn't even mention the air suspension. The car moves up and down, and like you can actually, when you park it, it's so cool. Oh, and it does do a little burbly as well. Don't know if you can hear it, but it's very nice. I guess another mention, both cars did this. Maybe it's the kind of era of the dual clutch gearbox, but essentially I'm doing overtake. Every now and again when I put my foot down, it's very rare that this happens. I put my foot down and it's not slipping, but it almost just does not engage the clutch at all. And I just sit there and I rev it out, which is weird because, in case you don't know, soft limiter, normally you can't rev the damn thing out, but it just does for some reason. And then you let go and then you can go again. It's the first time I've had a dual clutch gearbox like this. So there we are, my new to me Panamera Turbo. I absolutely love this thing. And if you guys want to see more content on it, you know what to do. Now I need an exhaust and I do want to change the color of it. It's gonna happen. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for your support as always, and isn't it beautiful out? We'll be back with more soon. Smash like, subscribe. Peace. Oh, check out this too.